Right now on Up with KREM, the Coeur d'Alene Ironman returns this month. This morning, Brandon T. Jones explains why there is a shortage in volunteers this year.
It's 20 days away until the Ironman returns here in Coeur d'Alene, and I spoke with a volunteer director about why and how much volunteers they still need before the race begins.
Well, you saw some wet ground near Brandon. There's some wet ground here in Spokane this morning. Expect road spray as you head out the door. We're talking everything from that to snow coming down in higher elevations.
Rent costs are up in Washington. How Spokane compares to other cities across the state.
Begins now.
Well, check this out. It may be June, but Mission Ridge and Wenatchee saw snow. Oh no, on Sunday. Well, this area saw 70-degree temperatures just a couple of days ago, according to the National Weather Service, that is. And yeah, luckily no snow in the forecast here locally in the Spokane, Coeur d'Alene area. Few. We like to start Mondays off on a positive note. Don't want to put that energy out there.
Yeah, there's your positivity.
There you go. Good morning, friends. Welcome to Up with KREM. I'm Tim Pham, joined alongside my friend, meteorologist Jeremy Lagoud. Did you have a good weekend, Jeremy?
Oh, absolutely. What about you, Tim?
It was wonderful. Got to spend it with you and our folks behind the scenes. Also, we had an Emmy nomination watch party, and it was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No such thing as too much fun, so we all got out and had it. But Tim, we've been talking about the snow coming down in those higher elevations. We saw even more this morning. Even at Schweitzer, there were some snowflakes coming down, but now it's looking like it's warming up. And when it comes to those roads, really not much to worry about. So,
all right.
You know what time it is?
Weather time.
Let's get you out the door and with what to expect as we head through the day today. So here we go. Right now, you can see it's a bit breezy. You can see those trees kind of moving in some of the higher elevations here, and that's really going to be about it. A raindrop winds up hitting the screen, but that's once again really all we are seeing in some areas. In those higher elevations, though, it did come down as snow for some, and we are sitting at about 46 degrees in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene this morning. 43 up in Sandpoint with rain coming down in town. 52 in Moses Lake. So, depending on where you are, it's a somewhat mild start to the day, or it's a cooler one. For us, we're on the mild side in the mid-40s with wind gusts up near 20 miles per hour at times, so it will be breezy at moments, but for the most part, things are going to be a bit calmer. When it comes to those showers, notice they are still coming down. We saw a wave, now another one moving through Spokane. We'll get another round of showers here, and then I think it does start winding down once we get this next little wave to move through. By this afternoon, it's a mix of clouds and sun as temperatures climb. We're warmer than where we were yesterday, that is for sure. But temperatures still top out in the mid-60s later on this afternoon, and that is a little cooler than we should be this time of year.
Jeremy, thank you. Scientists in Oregon are monitoring for aftershocks from a 3.9 magnitude near Mount Hood on Saturday. It was a shallow and somewhat small earthquake, but some people about 65 miles away in Portland say they felt it. The quake also activated Oregon's new early detection system for the first time, but it didn't trigger mass early warnings to people's phones or apps. Still, people felt it pretty far out.
There was some light shaking from this earthquake, and one of the people from government camp said they felt several earthquakes. But this event is big enough for it to be felt in the Portland metro area. Very, very, very minor shaking, but people could feel it potentially.
Of course, Mount Hood is a volcano, and earthquakes can be associated with volcanic activity. But seismologists don't believe the quake signifies a change or volcanic hazard on the mountain. 6:34 now, time for your morning rush. More news in less time. Paramedics in King County are launching a new service which could save lives. The county started a new field blood transfusion program in which Medic 1 would deliver the blood to patients.
Giving blood at the point of injury is a life-saving measure. It starts the process of getting the patient to blood and getting them to hemodynamic stability versus having to wait to get to the hospital.
It's a practice pioneered by the military and began in King County last month.
Starting at 200 this morning.
Well, that's Dana Lawson of Port Angeles. She just competed in the North Olympic Discovery Marathon on crutches. Dana is living with cancer and is above-the-knee amputee and a survivor of domestic violence. She said she did the marathon to raise awareness for other domestic violence survivors and shared some of their stories during the race on her Facebook. Well, according to a new report from the rental website Zumper, Bellevue has the most expensive rent in the state at nearly $2,000 for a one-bedroom. They're the most expensive in the state, and that's compared to other cities. So let's break those down. Kirkland came in second with an average of $1,760 a month. Seattle ranked third with an average rent for a one-bedroom at $1,560 a month. For comparison, locally, Spokane's average month for a one-bedroom still pretty high, $930 a month. The cheapest place to rent is Lakewood with an average about $1,190. Rent in Western Washington still the highest in the state, even though it's not as high as it was before the pandemic. Several Spokane high schools will hold their graduation ceremonies at the Pavilion this summer. On Saturday, June 12th, Shadle Park, North Central, and On Track Academy will hold commencements throughout the day. The following day, Sunday, June 13th, Lewis and Clark, Rogers, and Ferris High School seniors will graduate. On Monday, June 14th, the community school will hold their graduation. And you can text the word GRAD to 509-448-2000. We'll send you all the information about graduations in the Inland Northwest. That is your morning rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media. Ironman is returning to North Idaho this month.
Yeah, in the past, this event has been held the same weekend as Hoop Fest, but with Hoop Fest happening this fall, locals wanting to volunteer won't have to pick between the two of the largest events in our region.
That's right. Ironman event organizers say they are in desperate need of volunteers. Usually by this point, there are 1,200 volunteers signed up, but race officials believe the pandemic has scared others off.
Brandon T. Jones is standing by with updates on how you can sign up.
Good morning, Tim, Jeremy. The Ironman is kind of a big deal. I can't even imagine what type of work and preparation it takes to be ready for an athletic competition like this one. But I did have a chance to speak with the volunteer director, and she's over volunteers who help these athletes get out there and hydrate, be able to help them do this race. And basically what she was telling me is that they need volunteers to sign up. The pandemic scared off a few people, but there is still some available spots for you to help out these athletes.
The Ironman isn't your typical race. The world-famous triathlon consists of 140.6 miles with participants granted 17 full hours to complete it all. If you complete it in the 17 hours, you're awarded the title of Ironman. Because of how long the race is, all hands need to be on deck, and thousands of volunteers normally sign up to help with the whole process.
Unfortunately, with COVID hitting, a lot of people got scared to register.
The last full Ironman in CDA was back in 2017. Another was supposed to take place last year before being canceled because of the pandemic.
But this year we're struggling a little bit more. And I want the volunteers and those that want to come out know that we'll protect you just like we protect the athletes, you know.
Some of the areas that have plenty of open volunteer spots are the bike aid stations and bike sector pointers who help guide the bikes. Crowd control also needs help, so anyone interested in signing up can find available spots on the Ironman website. And of course, with a race that lasts for hours, there's different time slots and even days leading up to the race that can be volunteered.
You know, athletes are excited to be here. Our hotels are full again. Our community is starting to see a breath of fresh air and life to it.
Yeah, I think one of the best things probably about if you do want to sign up to volunteer is that the director was telling me that they have a lot of fun with this. They go out, they set up their own themes for the tables that they distribute some of the water and soup and all of the other things they do to help these athletes. So you might see a Christmas themed table, you might see an Oompa Loompa themed table, but ultimately it's a lot of fun and you're also giving back to your community. So if you do want to volunteer, please text us the word Ironman to 509-448-2000. Tim, Jeremy?
Yeah, what a great event to help volunteer at. It is a inland Northwest staple, and so you can do your part and help out. No excuses, and you get to watch amazing athletes compete.
I know, either way, I was planning on heading out and watching this just because I think it is so cool to watch that and feel the energy of these people just pushing the absolute limit of what is physically possible. So, hey, a great way to do it.
Yeah, Ironman, if you're watching, you basically just heard, sign this guy up.
No.
Yeah, he'll be there. All right, still ahead this morning on Up with KREM. The first lottery drawing for Washington's vaccine incentives is tomorrow, but not everyone is included as we first thought. After the break, we'll explain why veterans are excluded from the vaccine lottery.
And we are taking you outside this morning. We saw some snow coming down earlier here at Schweitzer. Looks like it's come to an end. Nope, I lied. Spoke too soon. You can see it still falling, but not sticking as temperatures continue to climb.